Okay, folks, 9 o'clock, Sunday night, UK time. You know where I need 10 taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the air, 1 to put a smile on my face. And let's get this thing going, eh? Come on. Oh, here they come. There's no holding back on these. Let's do this. Greetings and salutations. Bit pink. I don't mind that. Bit bright on the forehead. Mind that. Every time I seem to tune this up, it decides to go in a different direction. How are you, folks? 9 o'clock, Sunday night, UK time. We know what we're here. Now, I can tell you that there is a link down below for the Google Doc. Yeah, I fixed that. Wait, you may need to refresh your browser because I only just managed to put it in. Because I was running around after the boy before this. Feeling fresh? I've got to keep my vocal cords lubricated, as they say. Right, I see all the hell yes. I see the Google Doc. Right, obviously this is the terrain question and answer show, so I'm going to need you to submit some terrain question and answers. Yeah, at the same time, that screen is way wrong. What is it with my forehead? My forehead's just like monstrous. That's not right. I can't do anything about it. I'm just going to go with that. Doesn't like me tonight. So how are you, folks? Have you had a good week? I see the usual crowd. Gary, Rusted Storm, Combat, Gary, Mark, Russ, Diane, Bat, Diggy, Tom, Ginge, Gunner. Yeah, looks like Tam's already on the Google Docs. Now remember, guys, yeah, this is a question answer show. I am going to need your questions if we're going to do this. That is actually looking a bit better. It's my old eyes. Question, boss man. Any way of working with play sand and not turning it into gloop? Not even sure on that question. Gummy Design saying, what you call it? Great week. Rusted was out for, what you call it? Mother's Day yesterday. I'm looking for some tips on creating deep sound effects for models sitting in deep. Let me think. My week's been pretty busy. Sorting the car at the start. Yeah, off the back of sorting the car, I've had a couple of hospital appointments over the health and that sort of stuff. And then I've been working on volcanic stuff tonight. Yeah, so I've been really quite sort of like, yeah, so I'm working on a series of let's make videos, yeah, all revolved around sort of volcanic terrain, so volcanoes, volcanic rock, crystals, lava pools, that sort of stuff. Basically, it's just getting me back into like the core tutorial stuff. Now I've got over the hump, as they say, you know, and I'm back in the sort of saddle and we're doing things. I'm sort of giving let's makes a go, yeah, so it's going well. I'm 3 days into them, yeah, and they're looking rather nice. But I'm working on a lot of different videos at once. Yeah, I'm working on 3 different videos at once because it just makes sense with what I'm doing. Yeah, rather than keep going over the same things, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but I'm sort of taking it nice and steady. And my whiteboard in the studio, yeah, is just literally full of do this next, do this next, do this next, just to keep me on track. And things are going well. Melpa drop ship build still in the planning. I've got some I've got some ideas for the kill team board that I want to run. Hello, Ugly. Great to see you. Guaranteed to see you, Vorpal. Guaranteed to see you. What are you saying, Bosicle? Mr. Train Labs and the Let's Make content. I cannot wait. Yeah, it's been a bit vloggy lately. I mean, obviously, tail end of last month was all about connecting. And it was a bit haphazard, if you know what I mean. But all I wanted to do was, to be truthful, at the start of the month, I didn't even think I could do this terrain tutor stuff anymore. you know, because everything I attempted fell apart. And so taking the pressure off by just saying, hey, I'm just going to do some vlogs, I'm just going to do this, drastically turned things around, because the moment the pressure came off, yeah, the passion for the train came in. The filming stuff didn't come in straight away, but with me doing it sort of vloggy, it was like, right, all the pressure's off of getting things right. And it sort of rolled, and then doing that backdrop, that was like, yeah, let's just give it a go, you know. And that went okay. A couple of minor issues, missed taking photos at a couple of stages, and now under one of my monitors I've got it's got swearing on it, but basically it reminds me to take photos every time before starting the camera. Yeah, so I've always got sort of the photos for the in-between things. And then what you call it, we did the I did the mud ground ones, yeah, and filming those, they were a mare. They were a right proper pain in the backside, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, and here's why. The most crucial bit, while the camera's cut out and I didn't have any footage of it, and I had to literally go back and refilm it. Yeah, now at the start of the month I'd have just thrown my hands up at that and gone, you know what I mean, completely gutted it and knocked me back. Instead, it was like when I realised it, and it was while I was getting, you know, the car had broken down, the alternator had gone, and I hadn't even got transport. So I sort of got knocked on the side with life, and I've got to go in and refilm that. And I did, and it was like, bang, do that. Turned out to be a cracking video. Refilming it a second time, much better idea. And there's another video that's already sitting on Patreon waiting for you. Yeah, so that's out on Tuesday. And my work this week, yeah, got a follow-up x-ray, got to go to, but other than that, I'm going to be, what you call it, I'm going to be 2-3 videos ahead of myself, if you know what I mean. So it's like, it's good. It's considering where we started, yeah, it's a damn good sign. Now, I am not 100% there yet, and so I have to come up with a plan for this month. Now, what I don't want to do is just keep coming out with daily little videos of, oh, I'm at home, oh, you know, I'm taking a health day, oh, I've got appointments today, you know what I mean, scans and stuff like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit to, yeah, a terrain video every Tuesday. Okay, so every Tuesday you're going to get a 20 to 30 minute proper terrain video in some guise. Yeah, whether it be a terrain lab, a let's make, a Burma build. Yeah, but it won't be a vlog and it won't be talking about life. It'll be, hey, we're here to learn. Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is on Thursdays, I'm just going to do a little vlog. Yeah, and just say, look, this is where I am, this is from the studio, this is where I'm going, just to sort of keep that connection. The idea is I want to get to the stage where I've got sort of a proper tutorial coming out on Tuesdays and a sort of a terrainy vlog, maybe product review or some sort of other things coming out on Thursdays. So I want to get into the habit of doing Tuesday content and Thursday content. And not just that, but being ahead with it if possible. So that's the challenge I've got. That's what I'm aiming at this month. Yeah. And the regular Sunday nighters. Now, I would like to say that we started the Sunday nighters this month, or last month, okay, and I did one. Yeah, I technically did another one, although I went live for about 30 seconds to say Willow's been taken into hospital, I need to rush off, and then I did another 2 more. Yeah, so we have done the live shows. Do you know what I mean? And I'm here again tonight. So that's rolling. Grey Knight Gaming is saying, terrific terrain tutor Tuesdays. Terrain tutorial Tuesdays I was thinking of. Terrific terrain tutor, you know I don't like that sort of stuff. But yeah, first off, commitment to proper terrain videos every Tuesday. Now, obviously, we've got a show video, which will be one of those coming up near the end of the month, because not this weekend, but next weekend is my birthday. I am the ripe old age of 21, years away from dig a hole. Yeah. And so I'm away for that weekend. Yeah, I'm taking the lady away. Yeah, I'm taking the young lady away. And I'm taking her to Partisan. Yeah, to film the show. So I'm doing a proper show vid. Hey, James. Hey, Plastic. And so there's going to be a show vid in this month as well, because I'll probably get that out. I'll probably sneak that out, yeah, and try and get that out as quickly as possible. So if the show's on a Sunday, yeah, then I'll get it out for that Tuesday. I would just be as happy to see you put models on the table, maybe move them around and talk about them. Do you know what? There may be a bit of that coming up. Yeah, I have a, what do you call it? I have, I've got a tournament coming up, a bolt action tournament this weekend coming. Yeah. I turned 61. We're full of bolt. True. Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm going to be moving. I'm taking the Burma build up to Leek for their bolt action day in order to raise money and awareness for models for heroes. Yeah. And so, roll on good times. Right. I do more live build shows. On the live build shows, we used to do those on Thursdays. Yeah, I am interested in doing live builds, but I've still got the kids and that sort of stuff. And so I'm tempted actually to do more the idea of sort of Saturday live builds. Yeah, because I can do live builds on Saturday afternoon from the studio. Yeah, and then it's one of those things that if I do it on Saturday afternoon, you know, sort of Saturday afternoon, early evening, I can I can hit more people. More people can watch the streams, if you know what I mean. So I am looking forward to doing live streams again. Yeah, it's just I don't want to take on even more commitment. It's like, all right, last month I came to you, I reached out to you, I said, right, come on, support me through this month, get me through. And I know I was a bit panhandling a bit, and thank you for getting me through. I did need, and yeah, trust me, with the alternate, I wouldn't have got through without you lot. But this month it's going to be right. Tuesdays, Thursdays, live show on Sunday. Yeah, so all you guys can know, right, Tuesday when I get in from work, there'll be a vid from Mel. Yeah, Thursdays when I get in from work, there's going to be a vlog. Yeah, Sundays, there's going to be the live show. Yeah, and then if that works and I can just get into a natural habit of not, handling the comments, producing the content, you've got to remember, whilst I'm doing this and things are being released to you, I'm working behind the scenes, sort of building up the content to try and get ahead. So if I'm ever hit by a cold, which takes me off my feet, yeah, because of lung health, I'm not suddenly like, I don't disappear for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? You've still got stuff coming, and I only have to worry about get yourself on the live show, boss. Yeah. And so that's what's going on, and that's our commitment for May. Yeah, May's going to be my birthday month. Yeah, I'm going to a show. I'm going to a tournament. Yeah, and I'm going to put out regular content on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I'm going to catch on Sunday, which is the plan. Right. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, that's a full-time job. Too much work, cut back. But this is my full-time job. You know what I mean? It was my full-time job, it has been my full-time job, but I've just been ill. I haven't been able to do it, and I've been... question for you all. Is wargaming or terrain making a good hobby for epileptic with fits a few times a month? As long as you're conscious of your epileptic. Epileptic, are we saying? As long as you're this is a medical thing, so I'll chip in here now. Yeah. Obviously not medical advice. Always take advice from a proper licensed professional. But I would say if you're if you're aware of when you're going to have a grand mal or you're going to have a fit, and you can sense it coming, or perhaps you have a service dog or something like that, then yeah, it's fine. The concern is power tools and blades. Yeah. But if you're aware of when you're about to fit, and you can make sure you're not going to fit with a power tool in your hand or a blade, yeah, then everything else is good to go. I mean, No, don't say it. That could have gone badly. That was an old medic joke. No. Times have changed. I get notifications when you were on air anyway, so I look do what you can do without stressing yourself. Vorpal saying, just saying, that is a huge amount of work, Mel. Okay, right, it actually isn't, mate. Yeah. Let me put this in context. Yeah, first off, the terrain videos every Tuesday, that's what I do anyway. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing behind the scenes, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah. The only the Sunday night shows, I've been doing that anyway. That's what we've been doing. Okay, we've had a couple of haphazards, and I've only just managed to sort out the Google Doc form, which is up there, and it's waiting for your terrain questions. Yeah. So we're already doing that. The only thing I'm actually saying is I'm not going to do the daily vlogs. I'm just going to do one on on a Thursday. Yeah, where I can concentrate and make it a little bit more interesting than just what I happen to be doing at that moment. Yeah, so when you look at it and go, oh, that's a lot of work, actually from where I'm sitting and where I'm looking at things, actually it's actually less work because I'm doing a lot less vlogs and it's a lot more structured. I'm just aiming to put a little bit more work into them. Yeah, so it's not just, hey guys, thanks for your support. I'm back in the studio. I'm thinking about this. Yeah, I've been messing around with monitors. You know what I mean? Instead, it's like, hey guys, this is what I've been doing this week. Here's some photos. Oh, this is what I came up with this week, you know, this day. And I'll show you this. And, you know, a good really like poking around and that sort of stuff. Everyone's got me saying, I think we're just saying don't overdo it. Whatever you do is great. I think that's the key thing. But for me, at the minute, I'm still, I am 9 days ahead of where I would consider myself in a position where I need to get content out. I have my own little, make sure that from this point on, you put out some terrain related video on Tuesdays. This Tuesday is fine. Yeah, I've got next Tuesday to sort. I'm working on the volcano terrain, which will put me Tuesdays and Tuesdays and Tuesdays ahead. Yeah, and so with the show and everything like that, I'll actually be ahead. So I know what you're saying. Yeah, but it's actually going to be a much better thing for me, if you know what I mean. And then once I've done the volcanic stuff, I get to mess around with the kill team stuff. Also, I'm going to start bullying GW. I've decided. Yeah, I'm going to make it a persistent campaign through my videos. Yeah, if I don't understand, yeah, here's what I don't understand about Games Workshop. Yeah, I've never been allowed in their design studio. That's just morally wrong. I mean, I've been into Games Workshop since before. I mean, I've lost most of my hair. Yeah. You know, I've been into Games Workshop before I really started developing body hair at all. And they've never let me into the, into the design studio or behind the scenes to see how they make their terrain stuff. Now, I know there's a lot of people going, yeah, Mal, that's like a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, they don't. But here's things. I've figured out I'm mates with pretty much every head of design studio in GW. I'm not joking. I started figuring it out how many of the design people, because you know, design, you wouldn't believe it. And let me put it this way. It's hard for GW to put a product out that isn't under the remit of one of my mates. And when I say under the remit, like they're the head boss of that sort of thing. So, how is it I haven't got managed to sneak in yet? And so there you are. That's my campaign. I'm going to just keep subtly bullying Games Workshop until they actually let me behind the scenes where they make all that awesome terrain. Yeah. Get a formal invite. That's it. See, I'm old enough now to do this sort of stuff. And I think I've got a big enough user count that it's okay. I'll be alright if they don't want to go with it. Right. Gommy's saying do it. I am doing it, Gommy. I am. Yeah. Russ is saying GW don't like being told their terrain is overpriced and not the best. To be truthful, mate, it's horses for courses. I don't comment on price because I learned very early on that what one person will say is overpriced, another person will say is underpriced. Yeah, and clearly, you know, I've spent money on it. Yeah, it is damn good terrain. You do pay good money for it. I mean, it's a bit like the foreground stuff. That's damn good terrain, but you pay good money for it. You know, it's horses for courses at the end of the day. Yeah, and no company likes bad press or someone. Now, if something's particularly bad, then I'll say it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and I am well known for saying it as I see it. You know, when it comes down to products and stuff like that. And I regularly turn things down rather than review them because I don't think I can really say much positive stuff about them. You know? Oh! But that is my campaign on the GW stuff. Right, I'm going to take a look at the Google Forms, and I see Tam's telling me to scroll up. All right, I've got one question. One question. That is really bright, isn't it? Let me just adjust the lighting a little. What's that like? Let's see what that goes like. There you are, look a little bit more normal now. Right. You know what I mean. Calm down. Right, go, Ginger Claus. So glad Mel is back at it. I think we all want you to be happy and healthy. Getting there, buddy. I am getting there. It's a bit more mood lighting in here now, isn't it? I should have a little more focus light on me, not that monstrous thing. Right, where's this question? Where's this question? Where's this question? Where's this question? Right, my game I'm making has horses and other animals in training pens and such. In a deep sand area, they wouldn't just be standing on the surface, but sinking in somewhat, even kicking it up. Oh, that's dead easy do. That's dead easy do. Right, what you need to do, mate, is all you need to do is put a skim filler down, or stucco if you're in the US, you know, wall stucco. Wet it, yeah, and push your animals in, and then just leave it. Yeah, even what you can do is a little bit of water, dab it on, and what you'll do is you'll sink the feet slightly in, yeah, and it'll just soften, and then you can grip from there, and you can get that look of them being sunk into the ground. Now, what I would say on this, and it's one of these common ones, is remember scale. Yeah, if you're working at something like 164th or 156, something like that, then a millimeter would be 5 centimeters of sinkage. You know, 5-6 centimeters of sinkage into the ground, which is pretty much a horse hoof. You know, so it doesn't have to sink that much. Yeah. It seems that when you said sinking into the ground, I was thinking more along the lines of quicksand. Yeah, with that sort of soft stand, I would just do a little bit of filler around the feet, and you can even come in with a palette tool, yeah, and stipple the filler a little, which will get you the kicked up trough sort of looks that you're after. Is there a photo or no? I haven't got anything that I can use to illustrate that. But yeah, little skim of filler. What I do, mate, is before you even try and put, before you even try and put animals down into it, just get a little skim of filler, skim it over a model base. Yeah? Get some water on your finger, dab it down to thin it a little, and have a go at just sculpting it, playing, see how it settles, and see what you can do with it. I often use thin filler for doing beaches on bases, yeah, because I can sculpt, very fine sort of sand lines into it, and make those little troughs in sand. So that's how I do it. Let me know how you get on, and yeah, make sure you get yourself in the Treetop group down below and post in there, mate. Show us your pictures. Right. Let's catch on. Like the Chippendales just came in. What? Eh? Martin says, have you ever thought corporate GWs might think without people like you, they might sell more terrain? No, I know that's not true because I've been told it. Yeah. Not just from the GW point, but I know that's not true from the point of Warlord Games, because I've been told by the lads at Warlord Games that. Fantasy Flight Games, yeah. There's a few other, yeah, quite big games designers and stuff like that, and corporates that actually like what I do, and other YouTubers like me. Yeah, essentially, yeah, if you're gonna, you can turn around and say, oh, people sell terrain and stuff like that. But, people don't sell rocks and stuff like that and all the others. They might sell buildings and plastic, yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that they don't sell, and there's a lot of stuff that enables gaming, and yeah. And so the terrain makers have always been seen as the enablers of this community, if you know what I mean. Along with painters and, the game instructors and stuff like that, but we are definitely seen as a positive by the industry. Right, Diana is saying, next Sunday, just ask Willow if she's got any spare foundation powder for the top of your head. I'll tell you what, yeah, next Sunday, we'll do something, yeah, and since Willow will be here, no doubt, yeah, we'll give the old foundation trick a try on screen and see if it makes a difference. Because I'll tell you what, the glow on my head is brutal on this webcam. Right. Tom saying, for Ginger, if you do put sand over the top, use very fine sand, i.e. silver sand. Yeah, silver sand, rodent bathing dust is another good one. Henson saying, rising tides raise all ships. Very true. Callisto saying, my local GW has handmade terrain displayed in its window. That's a beautiful thing to hear. I would like to see GW embrace scratch building more, even if it was in conjunction with enhancing their pieces, if you know what I mean. Yeah, like the stuff I'm going to do with it. I mean, I'm not just going to paint that stuff up. I'm going to do all sorts of stuff with it. Yeah, but I would like to see GW corporate sort of go, all right, we'll push more of that out. Parchment paper over the light, mate. Dude, my head's that shiny. I've got a diffused filter light, studio light. There's no need for parchment paper over that. It's already got a filter on. And it's still shiny. Melon makeup sounds great. We'll have to limit it just to reducing the shine on the top of the head. Right. I'm getting some more questions in. Good. If you're liking the show, the links are down below. Give it a like spike, guys. Right. Let's knock through some questions. This is a foreground one. As foreground is backed up with last orders, a lot of people are getting foreground buildings soon. Any specific foreground assembly tips you have? Better ways to glue sub-assemblies, just follow directions, and post-assembly weathering. My best advice. Wow, that's changed it, hasn't it? Opening a white screen. Damn, that's bright. Have we got a background colour or a... No, that's still bright. I'll just run with it. Right. MDF ideas. I've done tons of them, and I think they're in the what you call it, in the Back to Basics playlist. Your best advice I found when working with foreground buildings is to clean off the laser burn. Okay. Foreground have a habit of also using the laser burn as sort of a weathering effect of a certain way, but I can find that it can be a bit excessive, and the problem is that it's fine if you want to just use the building, put it together, yeah, stick it on the table. But if you want to do any weathering to it or do anything else, or combine it with anything else, then the moment the water starts hitting those laser burn areas, what you get is you start to get streaks and stuff like that. And so if you're going to do anything with it, you either need to clean the laser burns off, or once you've assembled it to the stage where you're getting ready to wet work it in whatever way, yeah, seal it with a matte varnish and seal that laser burn in. And then once that's done, foreground kits are pretty much the same as every other. They're pretty good tags and that sort of stuff. They come away from the strips pretty good, you know. Other than that, you know, there's not many tips I can give you on that, to be perfectly honest, folks. Right, John's asking, how would you approach indoor treetop terrain? Trying to work out how to start at ground level or move higher up the canopy. Right. This is aerial combat sort of questions, you know. Are you playing below the clouds or are you playing above them? I.e. with the idea of, do you do the roots and the trees and then all the buildings and the sort of gantries and, you know, across from everything, and then ignore all the foliage across the top? Or do you make your base sort of foliagey with bits sticking up, and what you call it, with then having your sort of your Ewok houses and that sort of stuff? I would personally, yeah, I would go for from the ground up way and just go for the trunks and the lower levels. And the reason why I'd say this is because it allows you to incorporate other terrain. Yeah. Also, if you go for the canopy effect, everything you build with that canopy effect, however you decide to do the canopy, whether you use a green mat, whether you dye a load of cotton wool or polyfiber green and throw it down, you know, just around your terrain and that sort of stuff. However you approach it, you know, you're only ever going to be able to use it like that. Yeah. And if you expand the terrain, yeah, you're going to have to you're going to have to always keep it in theme with that. And then, you know, you get, so I would go with the ground level, you know, build your trees, your roots, and just do your low level platforms, because it will enable you to play on the ground as well. You've got to remember, if you play a canopy game, and this is quite often you'll see this, yeah, and this is actually a design issue, and it's quite an interesting chat. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. This is not quite an interesting chat. Right. So, the difference between playing on the ground and playing up in a canopy is playable space. Yeah. And another way to think about this is, imagine you made like an avatar board and you made floating islands. It looks mint, but actually it's incredibly restrictive to play on. Incredibly restrictive. I mean, for example, you know, you can only place your models in small areas. Where they can move to is limited by where they can get to. Yeah, whether by jump packs, teleport, or whatever, but movement. But they haven't got the free flow movement they would have on a normal board. And so whenever you do these sort of floaty island or canopy or elevated things, the moment you remove the table, yeah, from playable space, whether it be because it's lava, because it's space, because it's water, or because it's, you know, a tree canopy and you're really high up in the trees, what you're actually doing is you are drastically removing the amount of models you can get on the table, for one. Yeah, I mean, you think about it when you actually, if you actually think about these island ones, there's no way you can deploy a decent sized army on that, and in doing so, you completely shrink down the gaming experience. Which is why I always sort of say, if the option's there, keep the table there. Yeah, because it expands that playable space. It doesn't restrict the gameplay. You can still play, and you know, your various elite units can head up into the trees and do the tree clearance and that sort of stuff. But on the bottom, you can still you can still move your vehicles. You can still, I mean, for example, yeah, let's do floaty island. Okay, floaty islands. Everyone's got loads of floaty islands. Great, loads of floaty islands. Yeah, one person comes in with a highly elite army, yeah, made of special forces troops. Other person plays a horde army. Yeah, immediately the horde person, they're struggling to barely get their troops and their forces set up on the floating island table. Yeah, and so the floating islands immediately become a negative to them. Okay, and so if it's ever an option of, do I go ground level and a little bit up, or do I go higher and I forget there's a ground? Yeah, unless you are designing a game specifically for skirmish warfare between small numbers of highly mobile troops, yeah, don't do it. Keep it to the ground. Yeah, because if to get from this point to that point, you have to go over here, yeah, troops could take an extra couple of turns. If you've still got the ground floor in, they can go straight. Yeah, and remember, how far your models can move per turn is actually also tied into how long the game lasts, how far the game developers wanted squads to be able to move around the table. If you then create a table where you force squads to constantly go out of their way to get where they want to go, you're going to have issues. And so there, I think that's a pretty good summing up at that point, I think. What do you think, folks? Gary's saying you get a model to jump a long way from one island to the next. Yeah, you can. But the islands are still directing where they can go. Do you know what I mean? You know, same time, how far can they jump? Do you add an extra 3 inches to their normal move, or are they allowed to jump to the next island? Does it matter if one island's closer, one island's further apart? Do you see what I mean? When you introduce these sort of things, you can introduce all sorts of weird game development queries, because it wasn't designed to be played like that, including the ground floor. Yeah, just make sure that the game keeps flowing. And remember, a great looking table, yeah, it is great to play on, you know. We put our effort into these sort of terrain building projects and that sort of stuff, but at the same time, yeah, they've got to be fun to play on, and they've got to be reusable and that sort of stuff. John's saying thanks for the thoughts. No worries, buddy. Hope to help you. Any smart ideas for Dead Zone terrain? I can't really help you with that because I've not really played Dead Zone. Yeah? And so other than making sure you fit to that 3x3 grid, yeah, and I'll give a shout out for Craig. He's probably in the chat, to be truthful. Yeah, but all this stuff at Uncertain Scenery works on 3-inch grids. Just saying, great tips tonight. Well, if you like it, links down below, guys. How many likes have I got? Come on, I haven't even got 50. Oh, I've got 50 likes. We're doing all right. Oh. 4 pump. Best looking table so far. 54mm Saigon. Vietnam War. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, here's one for the chat. Let's make it a bit interactive on this one. What terrain piece did you think would be great for gaming that you made and you decided it sort of ruined the game and you didn't end up using it, that sort of stuff? I'm curious. Yeah, we've all done it. We've all had. I mean, I think my first one, yeah, my first real terrain screw up, yeah, was I was building a 40k sort of city ruin, yeah, loads and loads of city buildings, and I decided I wanted the 40k ruin cathedral, and I made this massive thing that was useless. It was like it was huge, yeah, it was 2 foot by. No, it was a bit more than 2 foot, but it was about 2 foot bit by about, I think, 16 inches. And it was square and it was chunky. Yeah, it had big tall walls, yeah, which meant none of the models, because I didn't even think about ramparts, it only had one sort of raised bit. And so none of the models on the inside had any line of sight to models on the outside. And it only really had like one entry point. And yeah. I made a bridge, I didn't like it, and so I don't use it. That's not the same as I don't like the look of the bridge. Which thing did you make which you thought would be cool to game over, but you find actually this is rubbish or this causes problems? Yeah, John's saying small polystyrene hills, much too low. So you made your hills and then you put them on the table, your mate went down and went, yeah, I can see that Space Marine's head over the top of that. We've all done that one. We have all done that one. Yeah, the cover don't give no cover, Sarge Hills. Yeah, on your belly, mate. Yeah, that is an easy one. Yeah, often it's caused by people getting like white sheet of polystyrene. Yeah, looking at the sheet, thinking, yeah, that's good. By the time it'll cover, not realizing that the models are about, once it's on a 6mm base, an MDF base, that'll be fine, and then not realizing their models are literally a head above that. Yeah, Henson's. I made some hills that are about a ½ inch too short to block line of sight. Yeah. Yeah, Tam's done the hills, made them too steep for figures to stand on the slopes, which basically means she made unpassable hills, yeah, or unplaceable hills. Now, we've all done this one as well, yeah. Now, on the, on the blocking line of sight, this is one of the things when I say when you're making terrain, you need to decide at the start what cover that terrain is going to be so you can make a decision whether it needs to be too low or you need to make sure it is well high. Yeah, the slope on the hills, typically for 28 mils, we're looking at a 1 in 3 slope on that. Yeah, and in that case, you can place models fine. If you go too steep, then obviously fall down. But the problem is if the slopes you thought were going to be placeable, yeah, aren't placeable, all of a sudden you have this hill where you can't put any models on, they just keep tumbling down, yeah, and it just becomes like a bypass. We've all done it, yeah. And a couple of years ago, before I bought actual buildings, I wrapped shoe boxes in butcher's paper and drew on windows. Done that, that's not wrong. Yeah, I'm saying, what have you made that you turned out to be a screw up for gaming, if you know what I mean? Temple shrine thing looks great, but there's too few places to stand a figure and only one way through. Yeah, yeah. Limited model placement because we're making the ruler cool and it's got everything in, and then you're lucky if you can get a sniper in there. Skull Island for 1/600th Pirates game. The other players refuse to land in case of Kong. One of those big chunks of foam pack liners. Don't remember if it was styrofoam or cardboard, but it was way too big. Took a lot of the playable area away. Yeah. We've got something big. We can do something. We want to. I think part of the problem is we have that impetus, don't we? Yeah, of wanting the big, impressive things on our table. And then, hey ho, something like this comes along. Made a water tower, Gomi saying, but no space to put figures on it, so it's basically decorative. Planning and preparation on that one. Like, guilty of that. Honestly, the extension of the stage is complicated for me. I use plates to gain height. Although the high number of German cannons is leading me to represent the scorched earth craters are broken. Right. That's someone who's got a much longer conversation that I'm missing. I made a tavern in, used it a few times. Now I need to repair it now. I did that. But I made it out of Hearst Arts blocks, and it weighed a ton. I couldn't take it anywhere. You know what I mean? I was literally tracking it here, there, and everywhere. Russ is saying, probably the trenches I'm making right now. Oh, that's got a sting. Quick check of the Google Docs. Any more? For any more? No more on there? Right, just go with the chat for the last 10. Right, guys. First off, are you glad I'm back? Are you glad this is working? I know I have a long way to get properly back. My subscribers have finally started going up. Last month, yeah, was probably my worst month for subscribers. Yeah. At the start of the month, pretty much everyone left. But it's growing back up, you know. So we're trending positive. My mother says the garage is getting too small for me. That I will need a warehouse for this diorama. Mate, I know what that's like. I do know what that's like. Evan Williams, yes, Mel, so glad you're back. Tam saying, yes, good to have you back and keep doing these regularly. I forgot to advertise these and shout out and that sort of stuff. And I think with me not doing any vlogs, it's why, you know, we've had less than 100 people in tonight. So next week, I'm going to have to whore myself out a bit and shout about, yeah, I'm back in the saddle. Also next week, yeah, if things go well, there'll be a new screen without the sort of the targets and that sort of stuff because I'm dropping those. Yeah, and what you call it? Hopefully, second cam. Fingers crossed. And if that's the case, then I'm probably going to have some of Craig's what you call it tiles here. And while I do the live show, I'll be building, which means on top of that, yeah, we're going to be what you call it. It's probably going to be a longer show as well. Yeah. So what do you guys think about the idea of me building on the Sunday nighter? I'll be honest with you. Here's what I'm thinking. I get a lot of people asking me, you know, show their kits off and stuff like that. If I can do that on a Sunday nighter show and something like that, rather than doing a dedicated vid and that sort of stuff, I figure it is, you know, it's going to be a bit more interesting. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Don't even know what one is. Tam's saying, yeah, sounds good to her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Henson, thank you, buddy. Right, better make sure we haven't missed anyone else, have we? Listen, if you enjoyed the show, the links are down below, guys. Oh, yeah. And Henson, and also give a shout out to Simon. Thank you, Simon. I haven't been punting the PayPals or anything like that, so Some birthday spending money. Spend it all. What's... Can't see it. Show me. It won't show me the full thing. Git. Spend it all in one place. I will, mate. I will. I'm actually, yeah. I'm thinking of getting the girlfriend into what you call it. Into the Hobbit. Because she's really into the Hobbit. She's done the Hobbit now. I've got to do what you call it. I've got to do. We've got to do Lord of the Rings. I'm tempted to download it. Yeah, I'm not saying nick it. I'm saying buy it from Amazon, download it, and what you call it, so we can watch it while we're away. I don't know. Also, I've got a night away. That's the first night away. Yeah, since I think January, possibly longer. Probably January. So I'm looking forward to my night away. In the meantime, guys, I'm going to call it. It's been a good show. It's been good to see you. There is a video on Tuesday. Patrons, it's already up there waiting for you. Yeah, but for the rest of you, it will come out. I haven't decided what time on Tuesdays. Yeah, my videos should come out. YouTube tells me the best time for me to release my videos is at 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's when most of my subscribers are active. Don't understand that at all. Yeah. Shut up, Martin. Yeah, but there will be a video out on Tuesday. And in the meantime, guys, I will catch you after the video on Tuesday with the Thursday vlog. Obviously, if you want to keep more up to date with me, follow me on Facebook. The links are down below and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, if you like what I do here, links down below. And in the meantime, guys, I just need 10 things from you. 10 little taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah. 1 to put a smile on my face. Enjoyed it? Say hell yeah below. There we go. Right, folks. I'll catch you soon. All the best, yeah?